So if you could kindly, yeah, sir, if you can kindly deliver the welcome address and we can proceed with this session.
Thank you, Srinath.
Sir.
Mr. Rishikesh Reddy, Joint DGFT Hyderabad. Mr. Ganesh Ingre, Great Mission Group Consultancy Pune. And Mr. Nigel D'Souza, Aramex India Private Limited. And Ms. Malavika Jaggi from Global Link. And our other participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's an immense pleasure for me to welcome all of you to this program. As you are aware, that Government of India has taken several initiatives over the years to boost country's exports. Some of these initiatives were introducing policies, providing incentives for manufacturing, easing restriction of export procedures, etc. Lately, government has introduced newer ways to promote exports, and promoting GI products is also one of the primary objective and the primary initiatives of the Government of India for promoting exports. As far as GI and or geographical indication certified products are items having a specific geographical region and characteristics that make them unique to that area. For example, in Telangana, we have several products, including Banganapalli mango, Nirmal furniture, silver filigree of Kalimnagar, etc. Are few such products known to have superior quality due to their geographical origin or skilled manpower, local raw material availability, etc. India, as a member of WTO, introduced geographical indications of Goods Registration and Production Act 1999, which became effective from September 2003. GI certification prevents misuse by a third party, and those products may not conform to the applicable standards and geographical area which it produced. For example, if Banganapalli mangoes, which are being produced in a specific region, and if it is the same variety also available in Tamil Nadu, but one should not, as a trader, one should not call it as a Banganapalli mango, because this location is concerned. The GI registration is for location of Khammam, Maham, Medak, Ahmedabad, etc. So in that Telangana region, so it is where it is cultivated, and it's our giving better marketability of the products and price to the farmers of that location. And geographical indicators are generally used for agriculture products, foodstuff, alcoholic beverages, and handicrafts and industrial products. Even though India has a wide range of agri and non-agri products which qualify status of GI tax, as on date, we have only 370 GI certified products across various categories, compared to many of the developed countries or other developing countries, huge numbers they're having. For example, in Germany, they have registered and exported exporting now more than 9,499 GI products. And if you take the example of China, they have 7,566 GI products, and EU having 4,914 GI registered products. And even if we look at the small countries like Georgia, it's having 3,082 products, Hungary having 811 products, so GI products. So this shows the need for concentrated efforts by all the stakeholders to register more and more GI products at the GI registry, that all stakeholders will get advantages apart from helping country to increase our exports. I'm happy to inform you that FIEO plan to take lead in this direction by working very closely with our state and central governments, FIEO, state associations, as well as expert in the field, including Mr. Ganeshji, to publicize and help various sectors to register these products. I'm sure that it will help to have GI registered products from India in manifold. As GI may highlight a product's specific qualities that are due to human factors, such as specific manufacturing skills and traditions, input used, etc., which is found in the place of origin. The GI tag immensely helping producers, especially MSMEs, to improve their competitiveness by facilitating a fair return on their investment in high quality and innovative products and curb unfair competition. For consumers, the specific objective would be to provide reliable information on authentic geographically linked products with the specific standards and traceability. The GI tag is developed to protect consumers from misleading information and fake products, and producers from having resort to selling goods at lower prices. The GI tagging has really helped some products in India to know well-known globally. One of the good example is Darjeeling tea. As many of you, all of you are aware that so much has been, helped in fetching premium price as well as getting that branding. And presently, whenever that production falls in India, across the globe, the price is increasing substantially. We have seen in the last 2-3 years. So that is the kind of importance you will get once GI products is being tasted and promoted properly. So FIEO planned a series of sessions on familiarizing this GI registration. I'm also happy to inform you that for helping exporters, especially for the MSMEs and producers to launch their GI tag products globally and promoting brand India. The Indian business portal for GI products exports from India will be launched by FIEO shortly with the support of Global Drinker, and we have a speaker from Global Drinker, and she will be giving you more highlights on this portal and how, as an exporter or a producer, how you can come into this portal and get benefit of global reach. While there is no doubt that GI status itself is a brand building tool, using this portal as a unique platform for Indian GI products will go a long way in promoting our traditional industries. With this introduction, I welcome all of you once again. I'm sure that we will have a very educative session today. Welcome all of you, and over to you, Mr. Srinath.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the overview of the GI products and its importance. FIEO also recognizes the presence of Dr. Lingappa of Spices Board, GM Telangana Horticultural, and also AGM NABARD. Mr. Rishikesh Reddy, our guest of honor. Sir, I would request you to kindly give a small overview of the role that GI has as far as foreign trade is concerned. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, all. Am I audible, Mr. Srinath?
Yes, sir, you are.
Good afternoon, one and all. Before going further, our Prime Minister has given a call that to improve products and to increase export potentiality. He gave a call saying local goes global. So whatever the local items we are having, it should be marketed abroad. So, and GI tag will help you in going into the global market. And having a GI tag definitely helps you. But first, we have to identify what are the local specialties in our Telangana region. As we are focusing only on agricultural products and related items, we know that Telangana has a lot of varieties of mangoes, turmeric, chilies, and I also came to know during the ODOP program that red grams in Narayanpet district and Mahbub Nagar, they are also having certain uniqueness. So if we try to get GI tags for this, then these products will command a higher premium in the market both domestic as well as abroad. And this will have a direct impact upon the farmers. Even the state government of Telangana, it is keen to increase income of the farmers. So if you get GI tags for this agri products, like for example, mango, Himait is the most popular variety in Telangana region, but I don't think it has got any GI tag. Similarly, Telangana apple is highly marketed by the state government. So if I'm not sure if the Telangana apple has got the GI tag, if these things get the GI tag, then there will be more people who are willing to cultivate them, and there will be more people who are willing to pay premium and buy these products. This will be a virtuous cycle, which will help the product, both the farmers and the consumers. However, to get GI tags, we have to follow certain procedures, and we have to establish regarding the origin, the specialty, and other things. In this regard, I would like to bring to the notice that the famous Hyderabad biryani failed to get GI tag because of certain procedural compliances which they are unable to comply with, or they are unable to prove the uniqueness of it, the historical origin. So likewise, while making an application for GI tag, it would be better if we ensure all the conditionalities are met before. And Government of India is also going into this ODOP, One District, One Product scheme. In this, the primary, we want to converge this with district export hub and as well as improving farmers' income. And Government of India wants to more, and state government, both of us want to coordinate further. And when it comes to ODOP, having GI tag in specific areas, say for example, I don't know, Khammam chilies are little bit different from chilies grown in Mulugu district. So likewise, there are many certain variations. If these variations and historical origins can be accounted for, then we will definitely be able to get GI tag, and this will help people of Telangana and especially its farmers. So I wish this session to be wonderful, and Government of India in coordination with state government, we should be able to identify more potential GI products and get GI tags for those products. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that overview. Apart from Narayanpet red gram, I would also like to add that CI has informed that the red gram of Tandoor is in fact in the prosecution in the final stages of GI tagging. And we have not yet been joined by our chief guest. So I would now request Mr. Ganesh Hingmire to start with the technical session. As and when the chief guest joins, then we can have a 5-minute session with him. Mr. Hingmire, I have already unmuted you. If you can kindly start your session, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Okay.
Thank you very much, Unnikrishnan sir, Rishikesh sir, FIEO, Srinath sir, for an opportunity to discuss the most important area, but unfortunately untapped area, untapped subject in India, that is geographical indication. I have had an opportunity to work highest GI registration in India, and would like to share my personal experience with the success story, whatever we have at our end, in a practical sense, to make the session more fruitful. So first of all, let me start with the basic inputs related to the geographical indication, already covered by Krishnan sir, sorry, that WTO, because of the WTO, the GI Act is enacted in India. That's right. I have had an opportunity to attend all ministerial conferences of WTO, and my position paper on GI is already available at WTO's website, where I have had an opportunity to demand the access to the Indian GI at global platform. And I will share those position paper with the FIEO so they can circulate to the member that, and then there will be a voice for our demand at WTO. So because of international arrangement, because of international commitment, India enacted the law pertaining to the geographical indication, and rightly mentioned by the previous speaker that this is a unique product from specified area. I repeat this statement, this is unique product from specified area. So it may be village, it may be a couple of villages, or it may be the entire districts, or it may be two districts, it may be entire state, or it may be two states, or it may be number of states. I'm going to talk about each and every example. Fortunately, I have had an opportunity to work in different maps. For an example, Vaigaon turmeric, which we have registered from the one villages. Then there may be 35 villages in one taluka, what we have registered, Ajra Ghansal rice. Then we have also the entire districts covered for the GI is Puneri Pagdi. Then there are two districts where I have worked for the Patani Sari, one from Nasik and one from Aurangabad. Then we work for the basically one entire state's product is basically for an example, the Basmati, and then there may be two districts or two states from adjacent districts is a Kolhapuri Chappal. So area specific product may be small village, or maybe two districts, or maybe two or more states. For Basmati, we have 5 states as an applicant through APEDA. So that's the unique part which we have in India about the geographical indication. Now let me start with the couple of essential introductory points with respect to the GI. Number one, GI is intellectual property right. So what is intellectual property? The property which is created by intellect, what we know very well. We know patent, but patent is an individual intellectual property. However, GI is community's intellectual property. Some expert rightly said GI is nothing but our forefathers' patent. Our forefather
Mr. Hingbire, sorry to interrupt you. If you can put it on full screen, sir.
All right.
Your PPT, sir.
Is it fine, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So that GI is our forefathers' patent. Our forefather perfectly identified unique place for unique product. So for an example, our forefathers identified strawberry, which can be produced perfectly, best strawberry can be produced at Mahabaleshwar, and they started strawberry production there in Mahabaleshwar. And there you can see now I have registered that strawberry in 2009, Mahabaleshwar strawberry as a GI. Likewise, our forefather must have identified the tea can be produced, excellent tea can be produced there in Darjeeling, and then they started production there in Darjeeling. And today we have Darjeeling tea as a registered GI. So I conclude with my submission that GI is our forefathers' patent. GI is community's intellectual property right. They have applied their brain, intellect to cultivate, to produce unique product from specified area. And that's the geographical indication. Now at global level, there are n number of treaties or agreement you will find. And because of that treaties or agreements or even international organization like WTO, GI is now exported or made as a journey from their own place to n number of countries. So for an example, champagne, Scotch whiskies are rightly protected in India as well as rightfully available in India because of the GI tag they received from their own place, from France and from Scotland. So with this introductory note, let me start with the global scenario first on intellectual property, then immediately I'll be shifting to GI. What rightly said by Unnikrishnan sir, I only submitted that what is the legal status or registration at China, at European Union, and then further where we stand at India level, how many GI registered at India, and what we need to do to get more registration. And lastly, I'll be covering the commercial part, how we can utilize the GI as a tool for socio-economic growth of India. So that with this, there are certain innovation index, global innovation index, where you'll find, I mean, India stands at what level? So India at 48th rank for the first time at innovation level. And this is a good development, but good is enemy of great. We'll have to see that China, how China became a member of WTO in very late, and then how they took the benefit of the various provisions. Now, this is a recent report submitted on IPR review to government of India, where certain facts are disclosed, where you'll find the patent filing is almost 14 lakhs plus from China alone, where in India 56,000, and out of 56,000, 40,000 patents submitted by the foreign applicant like an IBM, Microsoft, etc. So for 16,000, if you divide that, so we have 1,200 on an application per month for the patent. However, China 1,20,000, where we are, even not a 1% as compared to China. Then again, another intellectual property right, trademark, 78 lakhs applications submitted by China in 1 year there, but we have 3,30,000. So if you further divided 1,000 applications from India for the trademark, however, in China, they have per day 24,000. So India 1,000 per day, China 24,000 per day. So likewise, without spending, I just thought to give the overview of the global scenario on intellectual property right, including GI. What rightly said, again, I'm saying Uni Krishna said, but I'll be happy to add some more point. In European Union, they have 59,000 GI, sir. And where we are, we have 370, and 370 out of that for agriculture GIs are hardly 112. If you further divide like last 20 years, hardly 6 GI per year, agri GI per year has been registered. And there are many reasons. One of them is lack of awareness. So I think through this kind of initiative, we will take this subject to the masses. Now, coming to the main core subject for today's discussion on geographical indication, I have already mentioned this is an intellectual property right. Unlike patent, which is individual property, trademark, which is also an individual property, copyright, again individual property, but GI is communities intellectual property right. At global level, I'm not going much detail about the patent, but last few years only 7 patents are there for the agri sectors. And now today's topic. Geographical indication is communities intellectual property right, I have already said. But the most important, I think, identity so far is not disclosed to the authority, and hence I think this subject is also, this is one of the reasons also this subject is not reached to the masses, that GI is an industrial property, like a patent. GI is an industrial property at global level. It has to be commercialized. The best example is Scotch whiskey. More than 70% of the total production of the Scotch whiskey is exported. The champagne, more than again 90% of their total production they are exporting. So they are commercially exploiting their GIs, and they have a culture. I'm going to talk much about that, how they are protecting their traditional goods through the GI, and how they take the benefit, and how they are taking that benefit to the community, the way that particularly they say the community's development is ultimately the country's development. So that the slogan they follows, and they have highest number of GI registration in the world. So GI is an industrial property. Of course, there are mainly 3 communities are involved. It may be an agrarian community, it may be a weavers, it may be the artisans. So when I'm going to talk much in details about each and every community, agrarian community, we know that Darjeeling tea, that they are the farmers who are producing the Darjeeling tea are entitled to get the benefit of the GI registration, those farming community. Then second is about the artisan, Kolhapuri chappal. Then third is a weaver. So it may be Paithani sari, Banarasi sari, Chandeli sari, Kanchivaram sari, or even Pachampali Ikkat, that is registered. I must say emphatically the first 5 GI registers. Actually, Telangana must get the special attention about the GI, because the second GI in India was registered by or through Telangana, that is a Pachampalli Itka, that is GI number 4 basically. After the Darjeeling, the second the GI registered in India was from Telangana. Now, let's understand the different categories as per the GI Act is concerned, so we can take the benefit to the right masses, to the right community. What I said, it may be weavers, it may be the artisan, or it may be the agrarian community. So as per the GI Act is concerned, there are 3 types of goods can be registered as a GI. The first one is agricultural goods. So here I would like to emphasize on the 5 essential elements for the agricultural goods. When you wanted to register the agricultural goods, you need to have 5 elements, the study of 5 elements, then the unique part of the 5 elements. So I repeat, you need to have 5 essential elements, then it should be unique in nature, that is giving a uniqueness to the product. What are those 5 elements? Number 1, soil. Number 2, water. Number 3, environment. Number 4, natural resources, and number 5, human skills. So here, how those 5 elements are giving the uniqueness to the any goods or products, and how that can be considered for the GI Act. That will be that we'll discuss in a few minutes immediately. But here, though the agricultural goods which are unique by nature and attributed to the certain geographical location, then such kind of products can be considered for the GI registration as an agricultural GI. Then second category of the GI as per the GI Act is concerned is the natural goods. Some products are available naturally unique, carrying a uniqueness, and then in such case, those products can be registered as a natural goods. In India, we have only 2 natural goods to be registered. One is the one and the famous one, we know that Makarana marble, which is used there in the Taj Mahal as well as in Victoria Palace. So I'm going to talk much about that also. Then third category is a manufactured goods. This is nothing but sometimes called as a non-agricultural good. So it may be textile, it may be handicraft, it may be foodstuff sometime also covered in that case. So these are the 3 categories of the GI to be registered in India. So that's the basic understanding of the GI. So far we have understood that GI, what is GI, then what are the different categories of the GI, and the last, let's understand one by one categories of GI. Agricultural goods. I have had an opportunity to register this GI in 2009, known as a Mahabaleshwar strawberry. So here, going back to the 5 elements which I have discussed: soil, water, environment, natural resources, and the 5th one is your human skill. So here, basically, how the soil is playing an important role. You will find in Mahabaleshwar there is a red laterite soil that gives more iron content and color to the strawberry. So that is first. Second is water. There is a heavy rainfall in Mahabaleshwar that gives a sweet, juicy nature to the strawberry. Third, particularly environment. Mahabaleshwar is considered as a hill station, so that is more suitable environment to produce strawberry. Fourth, that is natural resources. There are many natural resources like rivers, Vienna rivers, Krishna rivers, starts from the Mahabaleshwar. So naturally, they gives further support to the strawberry. And the last point is the human skill. the local farmers, they have particularly carried a method of production, a unique method of production, identified method of production, and that gives further uniqueness to the strawberry. So in short, we have collected all the information pertaining to these elements, and then we prepared an application, we have submitted that application, and fortunately we have received the GI for this strawberry. So thereafter they have begun with many good initiatives. One of the good initiatives at Mahabaleshwar is strawberry Mahotsav every year on Good Friday. So that gave a big boost to the agro-tourism. I'm going to talk that at the end of the session, but just giving the particular success is that every year for 3 days, 5 lakh tourists are visiting Mahabaleshwar to enjoy the strawberry Mahotsav. And that is an excellent model of agro-tourism in India developed at Mahabaleshwar. Second, another category of the GI, as I mentioned, is a manufactured goods. What is the important element for the manufactured goods to be considered while applying for the GI? The important factor is particularly that either of the activity of this particular product, the unique product, need to be applicable or available in that either of the reasons. So either of the reason means there may be two places where the unique product is processed. So I can tell you an example. I've registered Patani Sari in 2009. So Patani Sari is originated from the patent place in Aurangabad district, and due to some urgency, livelihood requirement, weavers migrated from that place to the another districts called Nasik in particular Yaule. So there you will find 2 different districts are there. So manufacturing activities are carrying in both the places. So that's why both the districts are considered for the GI registration. So here in case of Goa Feni, the entire state is covered for the Goa Feni registration. So this is again a traditional food from the Goa, and enjoy its specialty and receive the GI tag. So that's the Goa Feni as a manufactured goods. The third category as per the GI Act is concerned, which can be registered as a GI, is a natural goods. Makarana marble is considered as a natural goods, first natural goods which received the GI registration. So here, the best example of Makarana marble is Taj Mahal and Victoria Palace. So our forefathers used this marble with various historical monuments, and the well known to the whole world is a Taj Mahal. What is the specialty of this Makarana marble? The scientific specialty can be traced with calcium, more calcium carbonate content. Say more than 98% calcium carbonate content you will find in this marble. So what does it mean? It retains shines, not only retains shines, but also this shine is increased during the life. So itne salo, sacro salo se, hundreds of years already lapsed, but that shine of the Taj Mahal or the Victoria Palace remains as it is. So that is the Makarana marble, registered natural goods as a GI in India. The today's scenario, we have almost 370 registration as a GI in India, where you will find agricultural GI is hardly 112. Handicraft took good initiative, but again, good is enemy of great. Foodstuff, then manufactured goods we have discussed Goa Feni. Natural goods we have also discussed the Makarana marble. Foreign GI, champagne like a product also received the GI registration in India because India and European Union are member to the WTO. So we have commitment, we have arrangement, that to protect each other's GI, and hence they are protecting our Darjeeling and we are protecting their GIs. So, but they have more number and ours is a very less number. State-wise contribution, the GI, Telangana, it's almost 16. One of them is jointly with other state. However, overall Karnataka is in leading position, number 1. Maharashtra in agriculture GI. Tamil Nadu is also one of the leading states in India. On agricultural goods, there are basically a good initiative at Northeast and well-known product like, is there any question? I think someone wanted to ask. You are not audible, Mr. Ramanna. Do you have a question? Either you can ask right now or maybe at end of the session. Mr. Ramana Kumar Kattakam.
Sir, we will have at the end of the session so that the
Okay.
entire flow is not disturbed.
Okay, fine, great.
So,
Fine.
Mr. Ramana Kumar,
So-
I would request you to wait till the end of the session.
All right. So that's the scenario there in India. Fortunately, I have had an opportunity to register the highest number of agriculture GI in India, and started from Maharashtra. Then further we went to the Jammu and Kashmir and also West Bengal. We worked for the that product called Sundarban honey at West Bengal, and now we are working on various Uttarakhand product as well as Jammu Kashmir products. So agricultural goods are really potential commercial goods for the country, and as well as farmers can get the benefit in terms of premium price. So I said about the Northeast India, the Naga chili, the bird eyes chili from the Mizoram, and pineapple are now getting orders from the abroad for their uniqueness. So that's the nice part we can understand about the agricultural GI. Now this is from our side. I have had an opportunity to work for the 34 GIs, 26, 32 from Maharashtra itself, mainly in agriculture, and 2 more from different states. And now coming to the problem. What is the problem? Why we have to think about the GI registration and why we have to promote the GI? Say the problem is fake product which are available in the market, duplicate product which are sold in the market. If you go into market and if you purchase a Banarasi sari, and if I'm asking you all the participant, how many of you have purchased the Banarasi sari, I may get an answer from the 10 people. If I ask you further the question, how many of you have purchased the original Banarasi sari, I'll get an answer either maybe over 1 or 2% or maximum 3%. So what is that? Basically, hardly few percent. Basically, original product is not available to the consumer is the problem, and that problem can be sorted out through GI registration. If you have a GI registration, authentication is approved, accepted, certified, and through that authentication, the original product can be supplied to the particularly consumer. So that in short, GI is nothing but the tool between, or nothing but the bridge between the consumer and the original producers. And nowadays, the consumer is willing and ready and willing to pay premium price to the geographically sourced product. They wanted to have the original product, and they are ready and willing to pay almost 40% extra premium for that. So considering this demand, I think the problem pertaining to the originality will be sorted out through the GI, and then authenticate product will be available to the consumer. Now, what other aspect. I think Unni Krishnan sir already mentioned that GI, that's particularly in China, they have more than 7,000 GIs. In Europe, they have more than 59,000 GIs. But we have discussed in India, we have 370, and for agriculture, hardly 112. How the GI registration at Europe is divided. There you'll find more than 51% of their GIs are for wines and spirits. Agriculture product is up to 30%. Others are very less, handicrafted. However, in India, we have almost 60% GI registration for the handicraft products and hardly 33% total GI is for the agri products. Here is the commercial understanding with respect to the GI. The European Union, they have a sale value of the GI is almost 75 billion euros. And that is during the pandemic, basically 2020. However, and out of that, so particularly one fifth GI sale value is basically from exporting those GI products. So you can say 15 billion euros they have sell value for a GI product through export only. And we can take the lessons from the European Union about their GI success stories, about their GI success model, and we can replicate that in India and then different states. What will happen if you fail to register the GI? I have already said the problem with respect to the original product. That is very important. And I have another example about the original unique products and the consumer, how the GI is bridging the gap. The best example is Tirupati Laddu. I hope the participants who are basically from southern part of India, they are familiar with this information that Tirupati Laddu is already got the GI registration. But if you see why Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam applied for the GI registration, the answer is 10 years ago, few shopkeepers began sale of Tirupati Laddu with actually to the devotees, and really those laddus are not unique or tasty laddu from the Tirupati Tirumala Devasthan. So then the TTD worked on that problem and they filed the GI application. They received the GI and immediately they have asked the shopkeeper in Tirumala to stop selling the Tirupati laddus. And thereafter, now the devotees are getting the unique products. So what I said, the GI is a tool between bridge between the consumer and the producers. So consumer includes, here is the devotee, they are ready and willing to pay for that. That's a nice part you can see. Another laddu also registered, particularly Bandar laddu. I hope this is also known there in southern part of India. So Bandar received the GI. Now I'm coming to the another side of the coin for the GI registration. If you fail to register GI, what will happen? This will happen. Right now, we are importing 90% Rajma to fulfill our need. In fact, once upon a time, the Rajma from Satara, Himachal, Jammu, Kashmir, and Uttarakhand used to supply for the entire India. And but they did not, the farmers did not receive the premium price, and the production went down, and we are now relying on the imported Rajma. When I work for Satara Koregaon Rajma, that is from Satara districts of Maharashtra, we have registered that. While working on that Rajma, I got a lot of serious information, serious data that once upon a time the farmer used to produce almost 20,000 metric ton Rajma in that particular taluka called Koregaon and Khattab. But since they did not receive the premium price, so they stopped producing the rajma, and the decrease in production reached the 2,000 metric ton only. But we applied in 2014, we received GI in 2016. Thereafter, farmers came together, they went to the Ministry of Defense and then further requested, and Ministry of Defense assured that they will purchase their rajma, and they also started receiving the particularly market in adjacent districts. From Pune, from Mumbai, they are also getting the order. Now they have started producing rajma. Then today's production total, particularly contribution, is now much higher side. They have reached to the 6,000 metric ton production at taluka level itself. India is at bottom in innovation index, again by US. There is a big opportunity for GI producers in futures. Government of India proposed an IP exchange. Like Bombay Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, this IP exchange will work. So if you have intellectual property, you can put your intellectual property in this IP exchange. And as per the demand, supply, market analysis, the price will be defined, and based on that, investment may be available. So that is what basically an opportunity is available for the GI product through this IP exchange. But we have to have the GI. So now after this, what we have to do? I have some success model in other states. In 2016, I have had an opportunity to launch a GI drive there in IIT Kharagpur. After this, the institute took initiative, and they have supported to register this Rasgulla from Jagannath. That is Jagannath place like an Odisha. So and then today you will find this Rasgulla is getting a demand not only from India but also from abroad. So likewise, we need to have GI drive. We also had this patent drive, but today's session is with respect to the GI drive, so I'll only speak about the GI. So then their GI drive further headed to the GI portal, and by today now GI is basically from Odisha is getting attention throughout the globe. So so today we have online presence, the similar offline presence were there when I delivered the session in IIT Kharagpur. Then we also went to the Jodhpur. There is one incident. Basically, I think DGFT sir mentioned in the beginning that not only agricultural product, but agricultural produce, like a unique product from particular place. So when I was in Jodhpur in National Law University, after my session, I went to the market and found there is an excellent, tasty Mawa Kachori, hundreds of years old. Mawa Kachori were there, and then we tested that. We requested the authorities to take initiative, and they can register this Mawa Kachori as a GI. Further, we went to the Gujarat. We also traveled throughout India and then created an awareness. But mere awareness won't help, I believe. Awareness may lead. However, locally, there has to be a movement on GI drive, and then that can be resulted to the success. This is my first GI in 2007. I have registered this Puneri Pagdi headgear used by Lokmanya Tilak ji. With the help of students only, we registered this product, and today there is a great success for this product. When we registered this product, we had a survey, and we found that only 7 women were remaining of making of the pagdis, Puneri Pagdi. Today, you will find, as per the Times of India's report, more than 100 women are involved in making of pagdis. So employment has been created, revenue has been generated, and apart from that, culture has been protected. So this is now we are promoting Puneri Pagdi as a symbol of culture, symbol of heritage, symbol of intellectuals. And since this became a symbol of intellectuals, we requested the universities to replace the convocation wood with the Puneri Pagdi. And recently, you will find on the right hand side, the University of Pune replaced the convocation wood with the Puneri Pagdi. So just imagine how we are, how we can protect the culture through the GI registration, how we can promote our heritage through the GI registration. Now coming to the agricultural goods, I have registered this resin again in 2017, and this resin received 4-time prize there in Delhi, sold for 1,000 rupees per kg, and that's a big news. Apart from that, many educated professionals came back to their their native place, and then they started producing the GI product. Sayogita Chavan was working in Nasik district as a class 1 officer. When she read about the GI, I had an opportunity to write the series on GI at various newspapers, and some people used to read regularly. So she was one of them. And then she read about the importance of the GI. Then she left government class 1 job. She came back to the Sangli districts, to her native place called Miraj, and she started producing this resin. That is what the remigration happened with because of the GI registration. There is another success story at our aid. A rice known as a Gansar from the Kolhapur districts. We have registered this rice as a GI, and immediately this rice started receiving the double prize. Not only double prize, the adjacent area. Some people left or they migrated to the Kolhapur or Pune for livelihood. However, since they found there is a premium price now for their product, they came back to their place called Ajra, and they started production of the Ajra Gansa, and because of that, the total production also increased in Ajra Gansa. There is another turmeric which I have registered in 2016 called Vaigaon turmeric. That after the GI registration, the turmeric is getting a big market, premium price to the farmers, and also this particular GI is received the demand from the abroad. I have further registered Nawapur Tur Dal, and you can see the success story of this star. This star is covered by the well-known magazine in India Today, where you will find this is actually a tribal product. Basically, tribals use the chakki, that through chakki they polish this dal. Actually, we are selling this dal with the unique selling point called unpolished dal, where chakki is being used, and the tribals products thereafter received a big market with big price. That is what the success story of this tribal product what we have had at our end. Of course, I mentioned in the beginning itself when we discuss about the agri-GI, and I specifically focused on the Mahabaleshwar strawberry, which I have registered in 2009. Mahabaleshwar strawberry is a fantastic success story at our end, where we have record of 53 families from Pune re-migrated to Mahabaleshwar to cultivate the story after GI registration. The Mahabaleshwar strawberry is getting premium price. Two big industries, Malas and Mapros, established there in the vicinity of the Mahabaleshwar. Many people got an employment. Government also getting the good revenue, and our byproducts, that is Malas products, Mapros products, are now exported to the many countries. So that is the success story of the Mahabaleshwar. Very simple model actually Mahabaleshwar people introduced called Mahabaleshwar Mahotsav. They after the GI registration they introduced this model to the public where they mention anyone can come to our farmer our garden and can eat strawberry as much as they wanted to eat freely. So a person like me, if I'm going from Pune to Satara to Mahabaleshwar and just to eat fresh strawberry, I will stay there 2 to 3 days. So, and local employment will be created. Further, while coming back to my place, I'll definitely purchase at least 10 kg for my people. So what does it mean? It means that a fantastic agro-tourism model is developed there in Mahabaleshwar after the GI registration, and social impact we have already covered that 53 families remigrated. Thereafter, the another success at our end is with respect to the Dahanu Goldberg Chiku. We have registered this Chiku again in 2016-17. Further, the main success story for this Chiku is you can trace recently it has been exported to London because of the GI tag. More specific on this, that this byproduct Chiku chips, Chiku powder are now started in a very big quantity by youngsters located in the Dahanu and Goldberg. They have registered their startup and they have started producing Chiku powders and Chiku chips. One lady started Chiku parlor also in Dahanu, and then one gentleman also introduced Chiku wine. In fact, this is the first Chiku in India. When the first time in India Chiku was introduced in this vicinity in 1888, and now this Chiku hub of India is getting more and more authentication and more market. So that's the success story of the Chiku at our end. Another success story at our end is this Mangalveda jar. Basically, by 2023, the entire United Nations members will celebrate the International Millet Year, and there is only one millet in India that is registered as a GI, is the Mangalveda jar, which I have registered in 2016, gluten-free product, and will catch the big market in India as well as in abroad for their byproduct like cornflakes, etc., etc. So these are the few success stories at our end. Actually, there are many, but I have just summarized. Considering the time and all, I thought only Chiku, then Mahabaleshwar strawberry, Jawar, then Ajra Gansal, Sangli resin should be covered. So I covered only few success stories with this. Now I have some suggestion what to do. We have understood the GI. We have understood different categories of the GI. Then we have also understood various success stories of the GI. The success stories pertaining to the export is the Darjeeling tea, what I have mentioned in the beginning, more than 60% of the Darjeeling tea produced in Darjeeling are exported now. Darjeeling already captured almost 90 countries is covered by the Darjeeling tea. So what we have to do for GI, we have to start a small display, small exhibition at different well-known places. So this is a display what we did in Rajbhavan, and then we also need to prepare the map. So then you can place that map at government offices, private offices, and create an awareness. Okay, what is GI? Then people will start thinking, what is GI? Oh, area specific, oh, etc. So that way also you can promote the GI. Unfortunately, hardly 2 to 3% people are, even not 2% people, population in India is aware of the GI. So here, this kind of map can be prepared. I have prepared this map and gifted to the Governor of Maharashtra. With this, I'm concluding the entire session. What is GI? GI is geographical indication. GI is community's intellectual property right. GI is an industrial property. GI can be granted to the agricultural goods or manufactured goods or natural goods. We have further discussed example of agricultural goods, natural goods, and manufactured goods. We also discussed the global scenario of geographical indication registration, then Indian scenario and GI registration. We further discussed the various success stories. Before that, we discussed the problems what consumer is facing and how GI can be utilized as a tool to solve the consumer problem, and how that can be utilized as a socio-economic tool of India's growth. With this, I conclude my session, and we can have some question and answer.
Thank you, sir. Prior to that, there are, of course, some participants who yesterday were asking me, is the professor going to also give us an overview of how to actually register this? What is the process and the procedure? And secondly, I think GM Telangana State Horticulture Department also will have a few questions for you. So, and as well as the AGM. So I'll be unmuting all. We'll be sharing the PPT, sir. Don't worry, Mr. Sohail Ahmed.
I think after two presentation, we can have a Q&A session. That will be better. Otherwise,
Sir, we'll do that, sir. Then I think I will proceed with Mr. Nigel's presentation and Mrs. Malvika. After that, we'll have an interactive session. Thank you, Mr. Professor Hingmire.
Sir, there is no question for me, so should I leave or what?
No. I would request that you please stay so that we can have Mr. Nigel's question session as well as Mrs. Malvika. Then we'll have the interactive session.
Sir, I would request if any questions related to my subject, because those are online presence and India Business Portal. So
Sir,
I can immediately answer the question, and then today we have a Ganesh Janma here in Pune, and
okay. Right. We understand, sir. So I will invite questions immediately. We have got another 10 minutes, sir. So if anybody has any questions, please raise your hand, sir.
Yes, please.
So if you can close your presentation, sir, then we'll have the question answers for another 10 to 15 minutes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sir, before, if there is no question, I can add some more point immediately, or should I wait for a question answer?
Sir, if you can kindly give us the process or the overview of how to go about doing that, sir.
See, we have a separate session for the procedural aspect of the GI registration, but a very important aspect I can immediately share it here itself, that who can make an application. Only and only association of person can submit an application. I repeat, only and only association of person can submit GI application. Unfortunately, out of 800 GI application, hardly 370 has been considered for the registration, and out of 370 you will find more than 60% application are submitted by government authorities, and that is not the correct way of submitting application. Government agency can be a facilitator but cannot be an applicant. The ultimate benefit should goes to the community. So I have a very genuine request to any government authorities presence over here, that they please keep in mind that only they can be a facilitator. Yes, their duty, their name can be definitely be covered in the application, but the application should be submitted through association of person. That may be a trust, that may be a society, that may be a cooperative agency. So government agency can only be a facilitator and not the applicant. That is the most important aspect need to be remembered. More on procedural aspects I'll be definitely covering in detail about my second session. I think that second session may be in the end of the Feb. We have arranged where I'll be covering how to prepare applications, what are the parameters need to be considered, what are the 10 essential points to be covered in the application, how those points need to be drafted carefully in a techno-legal way, etc. will be covered.
And sir, as far as the expenses are concerned, how expensive is it to
Sir, it depends. It depends. Sometime in agricultural sector, for an example, I have registered 2 turmeric, one from Vaigaon and another from Sangli. For Vaigaon, we have covered the uniqueness called curcumin, more curcumin content in Vaigaon. But for Sangli, we have covered the Ashta color value and not the curcumin. So if the similar product is available and the parameter pertaining to the uniqueness of that is not covered, then we'll have to have a detailed study, maybe organoleptic test or GCMS test, like gas chromatographic mass type of test. So such kind of hurdles. That's why initial level, there is no specific kind of cost can be defined. It depends on product and depends on the uniqueness which they are claiming, and taste, because we have to support our uniqueness through the test reports.
And are there any further questions, sir? Can we have a raise of
I think
hand so that I can?
Pratap is there. Some Pratap, Mr. Pratap is raising his hand.
Yeah, Mr.
You have to unmute him.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Yeah, Mr. Pratap.
Sir,
yes, sir.
Sir,
Please
my
proceed.
name is BP Pratap Reddy. We are from Andhra Pradesh, Maidkur.
Yes, Pratap ji,
Sir.
please go ahead.
That you said Sangli turmeric, sir.
Yeah, I registered Sangli as well as Vaigaon turmeric.
Yes, Sangli turmeric is exported by Maidkur to Sangli, sir. That the turmeric is Maidkur variety of turmeric.
I'm not getting you, sir. Can you please elaborate little more?
Sir, Mr. Raghunath Babu is there. I said some problem of language, sir. Please.
So
Mr. Raghunath.
Sir, Mr. Pratap Reddy, I'm Srinath here. We had been to Kadapa earlier.
Yes,
That
sir.
was on Krishnapuram Onion.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ganeshji, we had actually a session at Kadapa on December 21st. And what Mr. Pratap Reddy is saying that there's a small area called Maidukur somewhere near Kadapa, and the variety of turmeric that is being there, that is sent in fact to Sangli where it is registered. And this is what Mr. Pratap Reddy's submission is. So this is what it is actually.
So you have a separate session, sir. बीच में आपका वॉइस ये ठीक से मुझे आ नहीं रहा है सर, थोड़ा सा कट हो रहा है, डबल वॉइस आ रहा है समथिंग.
ఓకే, ప్రతాప్ రెడ్డి గారు ఇంకేదైనా చెప్తారా మీరు?
అదే సార్, ఇప్పుడు మనకు కేపీ ఆన్లైన్ గురించి అది జియో ట్యాగ్ ఆలోచించిన కదా రోజు, దానికి రాలేదు కదా, ఎట్లా చేయాలా, దానికి ఏమిటి, మనకు ఏ విధంగా సహకారం వస్తుంది?
దానికి అదే చెప్తున్నారు. ఇంకో సెషన్ ఉంది, అది ఎలా చేయాలి, ఎట్లా చేయాలి, అది ఫిబ్రవరి లాస్ట్ వీక్ లో అవుతుంది. సో అదైతే గణేష్ గారిని పిలిచి మనం చేద్దాము. ఇది గవర్నమెంట్ చేయలేదు, సొసైటీ చేయగలదని చెప్తున్నారు.
ఓకే, చేద్దాం. అది ఇంకోటి, ఈ టర్మరిక్ పైన కూడా కొంచెం ఆలోచన చేయమనండి, మీరు చెప్పింది ఆయన అర్థం చేసుకోమనండి.
నేను చెప్తాను. మిస్టర్ గణేష్, where Mr. Pratap Reddy comes from,
okay,
there
sir.
is a Krishnapuram Onion. So they as a society are interested in going in for GI for Krishnapuram Onions, which is somewhere near Kadapa. And the NABARD in fact is quite active as far as their FPO is concerned. And what Mr. Pratap Reddy is also submitting is that as far as turmeric is concerned, they would also like to go in for GI as far as turmeric which is grown in their village. So I told him that there is a separate session on that particular how to go about the process and all. So that, in fact, I told him it is sometime around February end. So we will look forward to your session in February end, sir. And I will invite Mr. Pratap also so that he can immediately gather there. And Mr. Pratap Reddy, మీరు కొంచెం మీ డిడిఎం కూడా ఇన్వైట్ చేయండి సార్. ఆయన కూడా నబార్డ్ డిడిఎం, ఆయన కూడా అర్థం చేసుకొని ఆ ప్రాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు. అది చేసింది మీరే, గవర్నమెంట్ చేయలేదు.
ఓకే సార్.
Sounds perfect. The NABARD, we have delivered the session here in NABARD Maharashtra, and if
Sir.
they need support for their onion as well as turmeric registration, we can
Sir.
extend. I had been to several times to the southern part of India, and
Yeah.
whatever assistance they want, because I have registered Lasalga onion as well as Alibag white onion, and we also registered the Sangli turmeric as well as Vaigaon turmeric. So
Yeah.
I think we would also help them to. We can help them to identify the different uniqueness and to get it registered, and
Yes.
we'll be happy to extend our services and support whatever is a possible manner to them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We'll proceed accordingly. We have NABARD people.
ధన్యవాదాలు. FIEO కు ధన్యవాదాలండి.
Sir, there is
Thank
a
you, sir.
question.
Sir.
5TSHDCL. Even FIEOs are eligible to register GI. So FIEO means here if they have a company, they are not eligible. If they
No,
are society, if they need to be a society or trust or non-profit organization or cooperative. FIEO is registered company where you will have shareholders, and there may be shareholders not from your area. So benefit may goes to the other people, and that's why such kind of FIEOs are not eligible for registration of the GI.
We have NABARD's AGM, Mr. TK Sahu here. Sir, can you expand on that? Are FPOs which are under you societies or are they registered companies? Mr. Sahu, I'll unmute you. Yes, sir, Mr. Sahu.
Sir, yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very good afternoon to all. And really, it is a very nice session and to know about this GI tagging. Sir, as far as NABARD is concerned, we have here 342 FPOs promoted by NABARD in the state of Telangana, but all are registered under Producer Company Act 2013. So as Ganesh is telling, if they are registered under producer company, they may not be eligible for applying on the GI tagging. So unfortunately, our FPOs under Producer Companies Act. That is the case. But these FPOs, they are like, as you have told, they're in Khammam for they're producing the chili, and in Mehboob Rangareddy for mangoes, and in Nizamabad in turmeric. But some of the organization like our village watershed committee, which is in the watershed area, they are registered as society. Later on, they are converted into the producer company. But the village watershed committee, since they have registered as society, they can go for GI tagging. What I feel.
Thank you, sir. We have Mr. Vijay. Yes, sir.
I'm really thankful to the NABARD, sir, for the nice compliment given. Sir, immediately I have a very simple solution. Since you have extended your support to many FPOs, they can also register themselves as a self-help group under Atma. Atma, you know that Atma under agricultural department, or they can register with 300 rupees only. And that may be a 20-30 rupees per head. So that is another options available to them. They can do simultaneously along with their FPO registration and be specific to the GI product production.
Thank you, sir. So we have Mr. Vijay Vihari of NABARD in Kadapa. So he in fact was there also during our session on December 21st. Sir, I've unmuted you if you would like to expand on what Mr. Pratap stated.
Good afternoon to all the guests present in the meeting. So actually, what Pratap Reddy Garu has said, we have already started the process. Like from a DDM's perspective, I have taken the initiative. Already, I have prepared a, detailed note on that, and I have forwarded to my regional office. So it is already in consideration regarding this Krishnapuram onion. So apart from Krishnapuram onion, there are a couple of products, agri products in Kadapa district, like Pratap Reddy Garu was telling about Maidupur variety of turmeric, and also Tekuripeta variety of turmeric is there. So there are huge opportunities, like Professor Hingmer sir was telling, there are huge opportunities. I think we have not tapped those opportunities yet. So this Krishnapuram onion is a very unique product. It is the product is only for exports. It is not being consumed in India. That is the uniqueness of exported to Southeast Asian countries and Arab countries. So I look forward for collaboration with Hingme sir. So I'll assistance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Then if there are no more raise of hand, then we can proceed to Mr. Nigel's presentation, logistics part of it. Mr. Nigel is from Aramex, and they are our logistics partners. And in this thing, I would also like to thank Mr. Ganesh Hingmire. I see Mr. Babu here, General Manager for Telangana State Horticultural Department. Just before Nigel starting this session, Mr. Babu, would you like to ask a question here? Babu garu, nenu mimmalni unmute chestunanu. Meeku edaina prashna unte adagandi ventane. Mr. Ganesh vellipotaru ippudu.
Good evening, everybody, sir. This session is a very good session, sir. It is a useful session to all horticulture department and stakeholders. Actually, in Telangana, there are 3 products are surplus 3 crops: turmeric, chilies, and mango, sir. And these products are important products, but GI has not done so far, sir. And one more thing, the central government already launched cluster development program in Mahbubnagar, erstwhile Mahbubnagar. That is Kolhapur mango is famous, sir. For that GI registration has to be done, sir. However, the required expenditure for GI registration has to be met by the APEDA for mango, for chilies and turmeric has to be met by the from spice board. It is better, sir, so that registration can be completed, GI registration immediately. It is my suggestion, sir.
Thank you, sir. We have noted that down. We'll forward that suggestions to Mr. Ganesh. And at the end, in the end of February, then we can proceed with how the registration and the process of that. We'll have a separate session for
these are the surplus products in Telangana, sir. And actually, mango 12 lakh tons, sir, and chilies also 3 lakh tons, turmeric also 2.5 lakh tons. But the farmer, actually, these are important, and new varieties in turmeric also introduced. Rajara, Sonia, Sonalika, ACC 48, 79 also we have introduced a new variety. It is GI GI work is very much required, sir. Kindly help in that case. Then it will be thankful to you, sir. And Ganesh also.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, shall we proceed to Mr. Nigel's presentation? Mr. Ganesh Hingmire, I'll be in touch with you so that we can proceed with this particular.
Yes, sir.
And thank you a lot, sir. Thanks for your presentation. So, Mr. Nigel D'Souza, can we proceed with your presentation, sir? Mr. Nigel?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I'm just sharing my screen. I hope it's visible, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Nigel is our logistics partner, and he is in fact quite crucial as far as transport of goods from one area to the ports and as well as international destinations. Sir, if you can proceed with your presentation, sir.
Thank you so much. So here, firstly, I'd like to thank the esteemed members of FIEO for allowing us to be a part of this wonderful session. It's always an honor to hear more about what we as manufacturers, producers, entrepreneurs are doing. And Aramex would like to play a part in supporting the growth of businesses. So with that, I'll start off saying thank you once again for allowing us to be on the session. Well, basically, we do play a part in terms of supporting the businesses wherein you're looking to expand overseas. So all the products that I'm hearing about are definitely interesting. If not, and especially I was a bit the onions are not used in India and they all exported. So 100% export definitely is of interest to us. So we would like to be that partner to help you in terms of getting your products overseas so that the larger audience at a global level can appreciate and use these products of value and in turn increase your business. So with that, I'll start with a brief of what Aramex is all about, what solutions we have, and how our solutions would help in enabling you to expand your businesses overseas. So I hope everyone knows about my organization called Aramex. We are here in this country for over decades. In all, we are 35 years old in the industry. And what we like to call ourselves is a one-stop shop. So when we say one-stop shop, you'll probably understand to the slides that follow, is at Aramex, we like to be a solution partner for all sizes and all values of your goods. So even if it's a small sample of 500 grams to a kilo that you need to send to get an approval from a buyer or from a person overseas, we are here to help you. And subsequently, when that gets approved and your buyer needs to buy at a commercial level, tons of your shipment or your produce, we would be more than happy to help you move it across. So that's why we call ourselves a one-stop shop, where you as a person looking for a solution provider need not go anywhere. You just stop at us at Aramex. And yes, we are always looking at new ways to take business further. And if you go by traditional courier method, the old courier logistics was very simple. We would try and send a mail or try and find out who's exporting. But today we are here partnering with FIEO, a very well-known established organization, through a webinar, trying to explore opportunities of business, to explain to the audience here what kind of solutions we have on offer, and then try and build and take our businesses further. So these are the new age or new ways we are trying to engage with customers.
So, Mr. Nigel, if you can expand your PPT, sir. There's a.
Is it better now?
Yes, sir. This is better. Yes, thank you, sir.
So if you look at the services, so we have something called as an international express, which is basically for time sensitive, low value, low weight shipments, which means this is the quickest service possible. And these would obviously be used by manufacturers, producers such as you all to send your samples across for approval, verification, or for testing purposes. So herein lies the first solution that you would probably use, called International Express. The second we have is called freight. And you would see, as per the pictures here, you have air, sea, and land. So once your product is approved and you have someone sitting maybe in the Middle East or in Europe or in America saying, I'll just use an example of curcumin that was spoken of in the earlier session, that you need tons of this produce of curcumin into, let's say, Europe, then we as Aramex would love to help you in either an air or a sea mode, wherein we could have on an ocean or a sea freight, we could have a 40-foot container ready for you to support you in moving your shipments of produce from India into the European countries. So in that sense, what we do have is an air freight solution. So an air freight, of course, is going to be a bit expensive. It's a quicker mode of transport. So depending on your need, on your client's need and the value of goods and the cost of freight, etc., that is involved, we can offer you a solution through air freight. We also have a sea or an ocean freight solution, wherein 20 feet, 40 feet containers, including reefer containers, if it is agri produce which needs temperature to be maintained, can be supported by Aramex. Now, as we have been in the industry for a long time, we have a lot of associations and relationships with airlines, with ocean liners, carriers, and hence we are able to bargain or get a probable freight rate which is more interesting, and we pass on these benefits to you, our customers. So the kind of rates that you would see, I'm sure, and you would see as the slides go through, we like to be competitive. We like to partner with your business and grow ourselves in terms of the volume we ship for you. Interestingly, land freight, we have a very robust land freight solution in India and the Middle East. I'll just touch upon a little bit on India since we are all from the country. We have devised land freight solutions into Bangladesh and Nepal. Over the past months, we have seen a lot of traction of produce or requirements of products into Bangladesh. And we have been managing this through a regular truck, a fleet of trucks, which actually moves from the length and breadth of India into Bangladesh. So that's been a very interesting solution we have designed. Customers are very happy with it. We are exploring a Nepal land route right now. And similarly into the Middle East. So of course, being India and the Middle East, the first leg would either be ocean or air freight. But subsequently, as you reach into the Middle East, especially the United Arab Emirates, we have a very defined land freight connection across the Gulf and as far as Africa as well, because it's a landlocked country. So what happens is we as Aramex are able to offer you a very wide range in terms of destinations for your produce to move around the globe. Also importantly, we offer something called as a shield service. Now, in all essence, we definitely try and take care of your products with the utmost care. We have our SOPs and operations designed in place where the handling of your products are perfect. However, at times, due to unforeseen circumstances or in travel, there can be a certain extent of damage caused. So we do offer a shield service wherein your products can be insured for up to $10,000 for any loss or damage, if any, during transit. Now, the service offerings through FIEO is what I'd like to share. So why we are with this organization called FIEO is we see that they understand the need for their partners, producers, manufacturers, and people such as you all on the call today, to have a partner which understands requirements and supports the business growth. So we as Aramex would like to partner. So we do not say we want to serve you, we say we want to partner with you for your business growth. And in that sense, we've seen an opportunity with FIEO to work together to try and create a platform for individuals as yourself to use our services through FIEO and to help us get your products across the globe. So I'll go a little bit through. So for the FIEO partners who book through the FIEO website, we are offering a 40% discount on tariff, which means in general, if you walk into any of the Aramex stores and it's 100 rupees a kilo to send to Dubai, just for example, when you book through the FIEO website, you get a 40% discount and you end up paying 60 rupees a kilo, just using numbers as an example. So we have this benefit, especially for FIEO members, that we have created for anyone who goes through the FIEO website. As I go to the screens, I'll just help you understand how you can avail of the discount using the portal of FIEO. So it's very simple. With the help of the FIEO team members and the IT support of FIEO, we have created a very simple web application program sitting on the FIEO web page, where it's very simple, and through a few clicks, you can book your shipment and complete your payment as well, and ensure that you're hassle-free. Your shipment is going to travel through the system. You can create an airway bill, you can create your invoice. So everything is just at the click of a button. We have made it seamless so that you as a producer, manufacturer, seller do not need to worry much about the documentation or the logistics process. You concentrate on your product. You concentrate on creating the wonderful product that you have and leave the logistics services to us. So if you visit the FIEO website, what you would see is Aramex on the left bottom side. It's a bright red and white logo, so I'm sure you cannot miss it. And this is where would be the entry point for you to enter the Aramex world through FIEO. The moment you click on that, you would come onto a page as such, which give you an indication of how to proceed further, whether you are a FIEO member or not a FIEO member. Even if you're not a FIEO member, you can proceed to book. However, you'd not avail the discounts. A little bit of change here. The benefit is 40%, not 30 as you see here. There are some banners to be changed, but it is a 40% discount that FIEO members can avail booking through the site. Now, what happens the moment you are a FIEO member? What you would see on clicking the button is this page in front of you. So you would see your company name, the products, whatever you have registered as would be visible on the screen as you enter the FIEO member area. And herein you can immediately book your shipment. So the moment you click on the red and white button which says book your shipment, you get into to calculate your rates. So depending on the kind of weight of shipment you are sending, the destination that you are sending the shipment to, you would see the rates that get populated on your screen. You also have the opportunity to enter your data. So your shipper details, your consignee details, the weight of your shipment, your GST number, all details pertinent to your organization is that you could enter free flow into the system, and you are generating and creating your own consignment and invoice yourself. Now, the reason for doing that is this becomes error free. Now, as you as the partner are entering the information, I'm sure you would enter it exactly as you desire. So there's a very low probability of a wrong telephone number, wrong address, or PIN code entered. This reduces the fact of undelivered shipments or delayed shipments into the network. Finally, you come on to the payments page. So this is what you would see. You would be taken to a payment gateway where you would have to enter in your details, and you would share your certain information, which is of course confidential to you, and you would complete your payment cycle. Once you do that, an alert is sent to Aramex, where we know we have to pick up a shipment from your premise, and our partner, a courier partner, would reach your premise, pick up the shipment, and hand over an acknowledgement to you, and the shipment is on its way to get delivered to an overseas country. So we have made it very seamless. We have made it paperless. We have made it easy in terms of making payments. It is very transparent. You can see all the information and the values and costing in front of you. So there's absolutely no ambiguity in terms of what you pay and what you are supposed to pay. So it's a very simple, seamless process. Along with FIEO, we are able to design for members of FIEO. Now, something very important with regards to all the products that I've been listening is customs clearance, where we talk about custom clearance both at origin from India as well as destination, the country where you intend to send your shipments to. Now, this is a very important aspect, because why we as Aramex are here on this webinar along with FIEO is to be a partner and a solution design partner for you. We just don't want to say, give us a consignment, we'll take it overseas. What we have been doing work with FIEO and members of FIEO is understanding your product requirements, understanding what you want to send overseas, which countries you want to send, because as business people out here, I'm sure you would understand, every country has its own rules for allowing contents or products into their country. So what we do is with the respected members of FIEO, if you are interested in moving products, if you are interested in using our services, we have a dialogue with you to understand what is your product, where is it going to, are there any country specific requirements for your product, and we actually do a consultative approach. So just to use for an example, if you want to send, let's say curcumin, turmeric into the Middle East, we do understand that it's a produce which will be consumed. So the Ministry of Health gets involved in the Middle East countries. There are certain documentation which is required. So before we get into the physical movement of the shipment, we understand from the destination countries what is required to move these shipments. We then get back to the seller and explain to them, if you need to send the produce that you mentioned, these are the list of documentation required by the destination customs. If there's any specific requirements by India customs as an origin, we share that as well. The reason we do so is we want to have a seamless activity. We do not want the shipment to be picked up and then held in customs in a country and we're trying to figure out what to do. So as I said, we have a consultative approach where we work along with you and understand your requirements, understand the product in detail, and actually design a solution and not just pick up a shipment and move it across countries. So with that, I'll just speak a little bit about customs because it's very important. And this is something which is very important to understand and arrive at a solution so that business is seamlessly happening. So as per the rule of India Customs, they have divided it based on value. So for documents, we have something called as an export under CSP 3, that is Courier Shipping Bill 3. For non-commercial samples or gifts up to a value of 25,000 is called a Courier Shipping Bill 4. These are basically wherein you would have your samples being sent to someone who wants to understand how your product works. If you're talking about commercial shipments, commercial sale, or a remittance which is involved, of course, you would have to use CSB 5, which generally is used today by a lot of e-sellers or e-commerce sellers who are shipping in bulk to people like Amazon or eBay overseas. So just a little tabular guideline for export. So depending on the weight, depending on the value, we suggest and recommend different modes under which your shipment should travel. We also support you in the documentation required. So you could see quite a lot of documentation in terms of commercial or express. But yes, we as Aramex are here to help you understand the requirements. We gather the information upfront so that at the time of processing, exporting the shipment, there are no delays, no hassles from yourself. So at the time of discussion, let's say a commercial shipment, the whole list that you see, commercial invoice, AD code, GST, IC, drawback, all of this information is taken upfront so that the consignment is seamlessly processed from the origin. Courier Shipping Bill 5 is a newest, I would say it's relatively new into the export industry. And the benefits of this are very simple, and it's listed down here. Is it offers you a faster customer clearance through the gateways, airport gateways or seaport gateways. It's a system generated shipping bill. So gone are the days where you had to wait for someone to provide you a shipping bill. They were manual, there were error entries in terms of the spellings or the numbers. But this being system generated, it's seamless, and it's something that you can use to settle your remittances. Your claims, your benefits are seamless because this is a paper which is immediately available to you once your shipment leaves the country. There's no additional cost as such, and the systems are linked. So whether it's the iSCATE systems or the ECCS systems, everything is linked, which in turn allows you to have your refunds of GST, etc., much quicker and more organized. So we as Aramex would like to say we are a consultative partner to you. We would like to work along with you to design solutions so you can send your products, your GI products or agri products overseas. We would like to build a solution design specific to your product requirements because every product would have a different unique handling. And in all of that, we would like to partner and help the businesses grow. A little bit of restriction, I'm sure you all being in business are aware, there are certain things which can or cannot be sent by the courier or freight industry. There are certain requirements further to send any of these products. So I just thought of sharing this list with all of you all. And finally, thank you. We are eager to serve you, eager to support you and grow the business along with you. If you have any queries, please feel free to write to me or to the general ID that you see on board. And me and my colleagues will be more than happy to help you to design a solution for yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Nigel. I would request if anybody has any questions, if you can please ask these questions by raise of hands so that I can unmute you. And Mr. Nigel, not only here, I would like you to also share your presentation so that we can forward that to the concerned exporters here, so that they can also contact you at the time of any requirement, especially for exports from Telangana as such.
Surely, sir. I will share it with you at the end of the session.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And do you have any Aramex exporter here? I mean, Aramex person here in Hyderabad?
Yes, sir, we do. We have a whole team at Hyderabad, in fact, who deals with express as well as freight. I can share their contacts with you through a mail, so you can just keep it on record if anyone asks. Otherwise, sir, you can always contact me and I'll guide them through, sir.
Absolutely. We'll have a separate session on your Aramex in Telangana. So I think GM Telangana State Horticulture Department has a question. Sir, if you could, I've unmuted you if you would like to ask your question, sir.
That question to Aramex, and only concession is given to the FIEO members, not for other exporters, sir?
No, sir. Thank you for your question. So only for members of FIEO registered, we are offering the 40% discount, sir.
My exporters are also registered with APEDA and Spice Board also. They can also be claimed that concession 40%.
No, sir. The offer of 40% that we have is from the freight perspective, and this is for members of FIEO. So if any of these members, exporters who are here on call also, if they have registered themselves with FIEO, then they can avail the benefit of the freight discount, sir.
Actually, the most of agriculture products, farmers are exporters are registered with APEDA and
Mr. Babu, there are certain exporters who are also registered with FIEO and EPIDA, and as well as Spices Board, as well as FIEO. So we also extend this particular discount of Aramex to them. So most of them, in fact, are quite common as far as export community is concerned. They have a EPIDA registration as well as FIEO registration.
They have to registration as well as with FIO.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because these two are separate aspects. So the services extended by FIEO as well as EPIDA are quite different, and they are registered in both.
How
Yes, sir.
much FPOs will get the concession? Farmers Producer Organization companies.
This is to exporters. This is to exporters only, sir, who are registered with FIEO. So as far as FPOs are concerned, if they are exporters, them who are registered with FIEO, they'll be extended the same discount by Aramex, sir. In fact, we would welcome that, because we have been wanting to push their exports from your districts as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Any further questions, sir? If not, then I would request, because we are having a separate session on Aramex, sir, Mr. Verma, is this 40% concession applicable for domestic shipments, Mr. Nigel?
Thank you for your question, sir. But we as Aramex are only an international company, sir. We used to be a domestic company, which we stopped serving in 2019. But as of now, we are purely an international company, sir. So I'm sorry, we don't have a domestic service to offer discount on, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Verma, I hope that answers your question. And if there are no questions, then I would like to proceed with Global Linkers. They, in fact, are a major e-commerce company who are also partnering with MSMEs as well as the local state, as in FIEO. And if there are any exporters, I would like you to kindly raise your hand so that Mrs. Malvika Jaggi, who's here, who's the director for Southern Region for Global Linkers, will guide him or her, the exporter concerned, on how to register on Global Linkers site, which can be further extended to business portal. Can I have a raise of side, Mr. R. Mohan, World Live Exports? Can we invite you so that you can join hands with Mrs. Malvika Jaggi, so that she can help you in registering on their site, Global Linkers? I have unmuted you, Mr. Mohan. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Mohan.
I am Mohan, Wildlife Sports from Madurai, Tamil Nadu, sir.
Sir, would you like to register on
Agriculture,
this?
I am dealing agriculture and
Yeah.
agricultural spices, sir.
So do you have an I code?
Logistics. Logistics.
Yeah, Mr. Nigel.
Shipments and air, sir. Air and shipments, sir.
Right.
Price list, sir. The logistics price.
No, is that question directed to Aramex, Mr. Nigel specifically?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Logistics, ship and air, sir.
Mr. Nigel, would you please answer that particular question? Mr. Mohan.
I couldn't get the question. I'm sorry, sir. Sir, अगर आप मुझे आप बता सकते हैं कि आपका question क्या है, please, sir?
Shipments, the ship and air, sir. Air.
My colleague, Mrs. Selvanagi, if she is there, can she help with the Tamil language, Mr. Mohan?
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Mohan, please proceed with your question.
Shipment logistic list, price list, sir, or country price list, country wise.
Okay, sir. So price list, we don't have. If you are a member of FIEO, you can check your rates as per shipment by entering the country and the weight. We do not have a printed list to give. It is an online system. So online you can check your rates. We don't have a printed tariff card, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Mr. Mohan, would you like to register on Global Linker right now? She will give a live demo so that you can automatically register on Global Linker.
Okay, so first, sir, Srinathji, I'll just explain about the.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Global Linker, sir. And I already registered, sir.
Oh, you already registered. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Sure.
Okay.
So I'll just give a brief overview first, and then maybe if anybody wants to volunteer, I can use this, or we'll just do a dummy registration. But
Right.
Ideally, what is the Indian business portal is what I wanted to explain first. So this is a portal, it's an international trade hub for buyers and sellers to meet, such that you can get discoverable and really showcase your products to other countries as well. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. We can see the screen.
Okay. So currently on the homepage, you can see GI products of Varanasi. But by the end of this call, if all of you all are in support and all of you all do create and get listed onto the mall, we may see GI products of South coming up here. So let me just show you how it works and how somebody who's sitting in another country will actually see your products. So for example, since agriculture is our focus today and it's a GI category, we'll click on that. This is how indianbusinessportal.in is the website that the customers will come on to. So for example, it's Darjeeling tea, or if I select by region and say Andhra Pradesh, then these Guntur chili or Banganpalli mango. So all of this will come, and then your business will get listed here. Right now, if you see, there are no sellers available, and I'm sure on this call itself, we have a few. So let me go back and maybe show you. Let's see Telangana. So what I want to show you is the way it will showcase your products. So this is how once you register your business, your products will come, the prices will be there. Either the customer can buy right away, even if it's a small quantity, or can send an inquiry to you about doing a bulk purchase. So even if your price is not defined, you can do an inquire now kind of a button, such that people can reach out to you, and you see, for example, here you can see there's a send inquiry. So I can just click on that, and as a customer, I say, okay, maybe I want to do some customization. Let me contact the seller. So this portal has been made exclusively for you, for exporters, by Federation of Indian Export Organizations in collaboration with us. The way you can actually get your business listed with this portal is you come on to FIEO's website, which is FIEO.org. On the right hand side, you will see a section called Create Your Online Store. You click on that, it will go on to this page where it's a very simple 5-step process where you can actually create your entire e-commerce store with all your products listed, and then you will also be able to get, say, for example, linked to the Indian business portal. So anybody who wants to volunteer to put in their mobile number? I'm
Is there any exporter?
Yeah.
Please raise your hand. Is there any exporter who would want to register right now on Global Linker and it doesn't cost?
It's absolutely free, and the reason to do this along with you is to show you how it can be actually by the end of this call, we'll have your store ready. So that's the reason why it will be nice to have one of your details, or maybe then we'll use Srinathji's details to show.
Yeah, Mahini Exports, Mr. Maheshwar. Sir, if you can kindly, come on board, I'll unmute you right now. 1 minute, sir. Mr.
Hello.
I have made you co-host as well. I've unmuted you. Please.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, can you go ahead and tell me your mobile number?
9100
Yeah.
23378.
23378.
Yes.
You'll get an OTP if you can just share that.
Sure, sure, ma'am. 470
Okay.
548.
Great. So that's how easy it was. You just put in your mobile number, you'll get an OTP, you verify it. Then the next screen is terms and conditions, which you should go through. At the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to click on I agree. Sir, if you can tell us the business or your products that you deal in.
We did it to handicrafts, ma'am.
I made you co-host, so you can also.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again. Your products?
Handicrafts, ma'am.
Handicrafts. Okay. So the next stage that will come is basically this screen where you can select a theme. Theme for your online store. You can use anything, and the theme need not be. So for example, the one that I'm showing you right now, it's showing furniture, but that's just a way of representation. It's just to show you how your store will look like. Okay. So just for an example, I'll use this, maybe say this theme. Okay. Now, what would you like to call your business? Maheshwari, if I'm not wrong.
It's Zasya Handicrafts, you can mention. ZASYA.
ZASYA.
Space Handicrafts.
Okay. So that's going to be your store name.
Okay.
Now your URL can be maybe zasya.link.store. Suppose you have your own domain. Say you have zasya.com. Then you can also link that. But say you have not purchased any domain, we are providing this free of cost to you to start operating and start getting linked to the portal, such that you can start at least getting orders online.
Got it. Okay. But we have domains. Zasya Handicrafts.
So at the end, we will link that also.
Okay.
Okay. Now, store currency is pretty self-explanatory. You can select. Store description is where you will actually write about your business. So a very short brief, what would you define your business in a line? You're from the state of?
Telangana.
Handicrafts in Telangana, specially made by artisans. So this is basically the section where you will write about your business. Sir, I'm right now doing it as a draft, but all this can be edited, and I will help you personally at the end of this call to edit all of this such to make your store. Okay. Now your store logo, if you have one, you can upload it here. If you don't have one, we are happy to make it for you at a nominal cost of 2,500. But for demonstration, I'm just coding dummy logo here.
Okay.
Then comes your store favicon. So what is your fav icon? This is basically on the top, if you can see near on my top above the URL, here you can see FIEO, or for example, in Gmail, you can see M. That small icon is called the favicon. So that's where you need to, that's what you need to upload here. If you don't upload it, it will remain blank, and that's not a good customer experience.
Okay.
Then comes your store phone number and your store admin phone number. So what is the difference between these two? Your store phone number is what will be displayed on your store, such that customers can call in case of any queries or grievances. Your store admin phone number is the number where, if in case you get a new order, where is it that you would like to get information about that? Okay, so right now I'm adding the same number. Then comes your store email ID. So, sir, if you can maybe in the chat box put your email ID, or say
It's
it now.
info. Yeah. I'm texting now.
Okay. In the meanwhile, the address, we'll put it, you should ideally put your entire store address.
Okay.
So let's say Banjara Hills, for example, and then we put the city, Hyderabad. So these are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not explaining this, but what is product type? It's there are two buttons, either a checkout or an inquiry. I showed you earlier on the business portal where either the customer can buy now or send an inquiry. So what would you like your customer to do? Will they have a price that they can see and actually buy? Or do you want them to contact you and send an inquiry? That's what this feature is about.
Okay.
So you have a price with you, sir, for all your products.
You can put it inquiry, ma'am.
Okay, great. So just to explain, I'll show one product on checkout first.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you sent your email ID?
Yes. info@zasyahandicrafts.com. In text, you can check.
info@zasya.com.
zasyahandicrafts.com. Yes.
Okay. So then you click on I agree to the terms and conditions and you go next.
Okay.
So if you see now, we are already in the third step, and there's just one more step before you can actually start selling online. Are you a FIEO member?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are a FIEO member, once your store is created, you will automatically be joined or listed onto the Indian Business Portal. Do you have an IEC code?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm right now not putting it, but this is mandatory for you to start selling on the Indian Business Portal. So for now, I'm just putting, I don't have an IEC code.
You can put it, ma'am. You can put it.
Okay.
Double A, capital A.
Yeah.
NCM.
NCM or F?
Yes, NCM.
Okay.
2406 G.
Okay. G.
Yes.
Then you click on verify IEC. It says not found. Is there a mistake in my typing?
2406. Just a second. Okay, put it, and I don't have. I'll check it out later.
Okay, sure. So I'm right now saying I don't have an IEC. Type of business, you basically need to select what kind of firm you are. So sole proprietor part.
It's a private limited.
Private limited company. Okay. Then your year of establishment?
2020.
Great. So do you actually manufacture these handicrafts? Merchant. Okay. You do fall in under the MSME category?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right now, I can put this turnover as a sample.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Countries you currently export to. Do you already do any exports, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Which country would that be?
We are exporting to the European countries, Latin countries, Latin American countries?
So
You can
for
mention,
example,
yeah, mention it.
yeah. So countries you export to, I'm saying that you currently export to Germany, but which are the countries you would like to start exporting to? Where would you like to start selling your products is what you need to put here. Say, for example, you would like to start selling to Antarctica or, for example, Australia. That's what you'll select here, such that the system can actually also identify where would you like to start selling and how to really help your business. Okay, then the
So
next.
here, how many?
Please go ahead, ask your question. You were asking
Hello?
how many can you put? Yes, yes.
How many countries I can mention, sir?
So ideally, there's no restriction on it right now. But if you have like identified 5 to 6 countries, you should put that and not very long a list, because then again, there'll be confusion in that and there'll not be streamlined effort.
Can we mention 10 countries, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay.
Okay. Then number of employees. So this is where you'll write about your firm's strength.
Okay.
Mrs.
So
Malvika, can I select region instead of country? Say any ASEAN region or European region. Can I do that?
So not at the moment, but I can take that as feedback if most of the people on the call also feel that way.
Yes, ma'am, it is better to mention that. ASEAN
Okay.
and Europe, North America, Latin America.
Okay, so then instead of countries, maybe we'll have it changed to the regions as well.
Inclusive. Countries are there.
Yeah.
We can add.
Yeah. Okay. Going next, number of employees. Shall I put it as 1 to 10?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Here is where you will add any licenses or certifications that you currently have for your products, for conducting business, all of anything that you'd like to showcase to your buyer, such that they are able to trust and purchase from you. This is the section where you'll do that. Then comes advantages of dealing with your company, which is ideally, why should somebody buy from you? Why should somebody buy from Zasya versus any other handicraft company? So here is where you'll say, I have unique products, cost effective, or whatever your USP is what you'll mention here.
Sure.
Have you done any innovations, whether it's process or product? That's what you will add in here.
Okay.
So for sample, I'm just writing yes. Would you like to receive any kind of proposals from foreign buyers? If yes, then what is the mode? Agency request, distributorship request. So that's what you'll select here.
Sure.
Okay, so for now, I'm putting agency request.
Okay.
And then comes the last step in actually getting to your store creation, which is basically the product information. Now, right now, this step is a one product upload, but there is a section on the store on the seller panel. This is called the seller panel where we are, where you will be able to upload an Excel sheet of all your products. So there is a format where you need to fill the Excel sheet with all the details of your product description, your pricing, everything in one place. And when you upload it, the system will generate everything and make the website ready.
Okay.
So here we're going to do a dummy one again. Is your product a GI product or not? That's what you need to select here.
Okay.
So say, for example, I'm saying, yes, it is a GI product, or no, it's not. If you say it is a GI product, you will have to actually upload your GI certificate.
Okay.
For now, I'm not doing that. What category do you come under? That's what you need to maybe say. And sorry, what happened? 1 second. Yeah. So in the category, if you feel that you're not fitting into anything, you can contact me separately and I will help you with it. But ideally, I mean, we do have a lot of them mentioned, and we then have various subcategories also. So right now I'm not actually searching in specific for handicrafts, but then this is my category and this is my subcategory. What is my product name? So say for example, if you can tell me what one of your famous selling products.
Handcrafted laptop stand, ma'am.
Handcrafted laptop stand. So the product name is what you will enter here, as well as this will actually become the product URL also. So this is important when you actually do SEO. From an SEO point of view, when customers are actually searching for laptop stands, if you would have written it in your product name, your page will also come.
Okay.
Okay. Then comes the ITC HSN code. If you have it, you may please enter it here. Then is the product type, whether you want to make it a checkout or an inquiry experience. So for this, I'm giving example as checkout. Say the laptop stand selling price is 1,000 rupees or $1,000, $100, and your discounted price is $90. That's what you will enter in these two fields. And then the summary. This section is very important because you need to actually tell your buyer, your prospective buyer, everything about the product. So whether you want to put a video, a link, an image, any sort of information about your product details, this is where you will have to put it. So again, I'm just putting some draft here. Now, stock is basically how many products do you have of that. It's important to mention the correct quantity such that if you do go out of stock, it comes up there. If you're not out of stock and somebody wants to purchase a larger value, will they be able to? So say I'm saying that there are 100 products of laptop stands. What is threshold? So threshold is ideally
limit.
So say I do 90. When 90 of my laptop stands are sold, I will be notified that only 10 stock is remaining in this. Do you want to increase it? Such that you don't ever come in a scenario that you actually have stock, but it's not showing on the store and therefore you're not able to sell it. Okay, then comes the minimum order quantity. Here is where you write that either the customer has to buy only one, or no, I'm not okay with that, so the customer needs to buy a minimum of 10. Will you accept small orders or not is what you need to select here. Then what are the number of units that you can fulfill in a particular month? Say I again say 100 or more than that. Brand, if you are dealing, if your product is, right now I'm not saying brand because it's a handcrafted product, but if you do deal in a particular brand, please add that here. Then comes product label, product tag. So all kind of information that you can add about your product needs to be done here. And then of course the most important criteria is the image section. Again, I'm doing one only for draft purpose, but you should add like other various angles as well, so that people can understand and really appreciate that, okay, the product looks like this, let me go ahead and make a purchase. And then let's do save. So if you see here on top, your URL is created, which is zasya.linker.store. The logo has come up here. The yellow dots here are ideally for you to customize any kind of colors, images, all of that. So just click on it and then you can actually say, make the experience better and say maybe a red, or click on this and say, okay, I want to add a banner and then upload it. It's important for you to also add in the mobile size such that the site becomes responsive. And then you go ahead, after you've made all these details, you say publish.
Okay.
So once your store is published, this is where you land. And we actually have created in a matter of 15 minutes at least the basic part of the store for Mr. Maheshwar. So congratulations on that. But then
Thank you so much, ma'am.
we will do a lot of customizations together. This is where the seller panel, where you'll be able to see all your pending orders, your shipped orders. So once you create your entire store, now again on your store, you can actually give offers, you can add in SEO, you can add in social media. Once you have all of this, and if you have said that I am a FIEO member, you will automatically get listed onto the Indian Business Portal. So this is what I wanted to show you today. But I'll stop here and see if you have any questions. But thank you so much, Mr. Maheshwar, for volunteering, because it really becomes easy for people to visualize how their business can also be made in such a easy manner. So thank you for volunteering today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, senior sir.
Thank you, Mr. Maheshwar. Once
Yes.
you have uploaded onto online business store, the best part of it is Indian Business Portal, in fact, is free. And what Global Linker is also stating that you will get the orders directly. There is no involvement of FIEO in that. And Nigel D'Souza of Aramex will automatically, and his team will come on board. They will offer you that 40% discount when you have got orders there. And then the system has also got PayPal, which will of course charge a small amount, and you will be getting your payments upfront. So your Indian Business Portal will be live as soon as you complete your store, as Mrs. Malvika has just stated, and put it on live. In the meantime, the advantage is you'll also have Global Linker, Telangana Global Linker site also, which where your store will be live. So am I right, Mrs. Jaggi?
Yes, sir.
So you'll find your store displayed in two sets. One is FIEO, the other is Telangana Global Linker as well.
That's
Right?
great, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I have one more
Right.
question, ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Go on, Mr. Maheshwar.
So I can select multiple currencies over here, ma'am, in portal. Your voice is not audible. Your voice is not audible.
Yeah. Malvika, please. Yes, you can. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it
There
is
is some echo,
crackling.
ma'am. There is some echo.
Okay,
Okay, got it.
we can, sir. Thank you, Mrs. Malvika. Sir, Mr. Babu Garu, మీరు ఏమైనా చెప్పదలుచుకున్నారా? Yes, sir. Please.
Global Linker is a good lecture, sir. Madam explained very good manner, sir. We have understood everything, sir. Mahesh also that filling of application also he learned, sir. Thanks
Yes, sir.
to Madam for explaining in detail about this global.
Thank you, sir.
Online business, it is easy to catch the business.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, madam.
And sir, she is based out of Hyderabad, so whenever you want, she can meet you. Right, sir? Thank you, sir. Any further questions on this, or I see some questions in chat box as well.
So we have logistics partners and payment gateway partners to help your store actually get ready to start selling. So in fact, Aramex, you saw the presentation right before mine. So they are also a partner to actually list your business for logistics.
Right. So thank you, Mrs. Malvika. And if there are no more further questions, then I would like to conclude this particular session. In fact, it has been quite useful. We will, of course, as Mr. Ganesh Hingmire promised, we will also have another session on how to register on for GI products and all that. This will have, of course, it is also important to point out that we have to have enough societies on that, and people will have to, in fact, the horticultural department as well as NABARD will have to be quite the catalyst in facilitating these people so that they can come on board. We have to register as many GI products as possible. We also have Mr. Nigel, who's our logistics partner, because he will give his Hyderabad team numbers, and they'll be glad to help you out as far as e-commerce logistics is concerned. And Mrs. Malvika, in fact, we are working very closely on various other issues also. So she's based out of Hyderabad. She can meet you anywhere. She's in charge of South. So I think that is a big advantage that we have. So it is now up to us to, in fact, take advantages of all this facilitation services and move ahead in this particular manner. Thank you all for coming on board, and I would like to conclude this session. Mr. Unnikrishnan DDG sir, if you have any small concluding remarks on this, sir, if you are there on site. Right, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time, and we will look forward to your feedback on this particular session. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nigel. Would you like to say something, Mr. Nigel?
No, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for having us, and look forward to participating with all the members here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. I will end this particular session right now. Thank you.